Hello, and welcome to EFAP Mini Superchat Catchup for episode 308. Sorry, I keep saying 2. The Agatha All Along. You guys remember that?
Fuck. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I do
covers it.
remember that show.
So, this was episodes 1 through, was it 5?
I think so.
We're gonna talk all about them. We're gonna check
Damn it.
out what you guys sent as messages, and who knows what else. We begin with Hail the Toxic Brood. That's suitable.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Good stuff. She has a show? I thought you were talking about the WandaVision show again for some reason. No. Agatha had
No.
her own show.
She got her own show that people were trying to be like, yeah, it's successful, and then it comes out that not many people watched it at all.
Does Agatha make more or less sense than Echo to have existed?
Agatha does not
probably,
make sense.
It
Agatha,
probably...
Agatha has to make less sense. It's nonsensical magic bullshit.
No.
Echo is
No. I'm not saying
You
which
mean as a
one.
project. You mean as a
Yeah.
project. I know what you mean. Echo...
Oh,
Echo is like she is like a comic book, that they all are, but like Echo is like an actual like character, like a hero, right? So compared to like, yes, let's do like this relatively obscure villain. And it'd be like, well, Echo's relatively obscure. It's like, yeah, I mean, neither of them really make much sense, but I
about the
think Echo
budgets, I
makes more
feel.
sense. I think Echo does make more sense as a project than Agatha. Maybe the thinking for Agatha is, yeah, but Agatha All Along song and WandaVision, people like that. So yeah, it probably does make
And
sense
you
to
get
do a
Catherine
spin-off
Hahn.
for it, but yeah, but at the same time, like, I mean, it didn't help that much because it got comparable viewership to Echo.
I'm sure Az watched Agatha. Why isn't he here? I don't think he watched that much of it. He gave up, which can't blame him.
It's fair.
You know, as an evil wizard myself, I find the mere existence of Agatha insulting, and I will eat her soul and feed it to the abyss. Also, howdy rags.
Hello.
Hey, yeah.
I don't think Agatha has a soul. She's pretty thoroughly evil.
Yeah, she's pretty evil, yeah, that's true. Agatha, you get to look at women. I guess. Yeah.
Sort of,
All right.
yeah.
Farewell and adieu to you, fair Fleamish massives. Farewell and adieu to you, massives of Fleam.
Farewell and adieu to you.
Fringy, thoughts on Israel counteroffensive in Lebanon? Who do you think is in the right? And then a question for me and Rags is, what are your favorite colors?
Ooh, that's actually a really tough one.
I do have a couple favorites and combinations.
I wish I got.
one.
Jeez,
Do you
I
not
got.
have
I
one
wish.
that you settle on?
I wish I got Fringy's question. That's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, it's so contextual. That's how I kind of see colors is where it is what the color is on and where it is. I really like greens, browns, oranges, and blues. I think those might be some of my favorites. But it's really tough to say because, like I said, it's so contextual.
I think I understand, I guess, what you mean when it's contextual. Your favorite color is not necessarily the color of the car
Just the
that you would
color.
want,
Not like
for
you make
instance.
everything that color, yeah.
Or, yeah, like what kind of color scheme are you talking about? What kind of environment? What kind of mood are you in? And
Yeah, there's
of
a kind
course,
of
like, even if
suitability.
you pick a color, it's like, well, which one? There's a lot of blues. There's a lot of reds.
Yes.
You know? I mean, there's a lot of every color, really, if you want to. Yeah, So what do you say? Rags, you saying blue,
I think I'm saying
brown?
blues, like brownish colors, and greens a lot, like olives and beiges. I really like those kind
Okay.
of not very vibrant colors, more earthy tones, earthy, naturey tones are things that I really
Okay.
tend to like.
What about you, Mola?
Go with blue, red, and then intertwined with black and purple is my my secret winner as well. I love purple.
Okay. I think I usually it's funny because someone would be like, "It's green, right?" It's probably blue. I think it's my favorite color. Like if I had to pick one that I generally like, it would be blue. I've obviously really like green. Clearly, I like
Right.
red as well. Red that these are kind of Says, yeah, I like blue, green, and red.
How about blue?
Blue, please.
Blue, please.
Purple, what? Don't raise your voice in public. Yeah, I'm gonna tickle you. Ah! What the hell are you doing? Get off me.
Someone once said, pointing out flaws that are there because the plot needs them to happen is only valid if it's a plot we don't want to see. Oh, I see.
Sure.
So if the stupid causes something you like, then there's no point to be critical of it.
Oh, okay.
Well,
All
I
right.
would
I
be
mean,
critical of
I'm
that
sure that's a
myself.
standard that you would apply consistently, but
I mean,
okay.
the easy thing would just be, so when you have two artists who both created something you love, and one of them did it stupidly and the other one did it skilledly, you don't highlight that. You just leave it. Like,
No,
I
there's
like
no
you both.
difference.
That doesn't
The
seem
fact that
fair.
it's even being acknowledged as having been stupid tells us something. That you
Yeah.
even register it as
You've
being
already-
dumb.
Yeah,
you
you've
know.
already given it away.
Yeah, you're kind of
It all
there.
matters.
Yeah, the
Because
jig
it
is up.
fucking does, and everybody knows it matters. Everybody knows it matters to some extent, whether or not your story makes sense. You might disagree exactly how much sense it needs to make, or how much it adheres to its own rules, but everybody agrees that it needs to some extent. Nobody disagrees with that.
So someone said, would you read this in a Welsh accent? Muller is the best, and they've linked. I don't know how they got away with this. It's a whole like Twitter thread, and open it up, and it is 8 paragraphs long. So, afraid not, but
You
appreciate.
can give him a sampler.
I feel like it might be confused. Well, it says great news, and it adds a bunch of profiles, I guess, and it says my community care for therapy if my PTSD has been restored. Guess the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Let's get my records corrected with the rocket attack that injured me when I was fueling the unarmored Ford Explorer across them for the new embassy we built in Baghdad. That's the first paragraph. I'm not sure entirely what this is regarding, but probably won't be reading out the whole thing. Appreciate the message, though. Hopefully this person's doing all right. Whatever this specifically regards, looks very official too. It's asking like Ron Paul and some other people.
Oh, wow.
Not sure how it connects, but fair enough. Have you heard of C Puff Person? Her videos on Velma and High Guardian Spice a good rat. She'd be a great guest for EFAP on something animated.
Oh my god, isn't that one that was like the Crunchyroll like original thing, wasn't it?
What now?
High Guardian Spice. That's like
Oh,
that
right. That does
I remember
trigger
that was
something.
the thing where it was a Crunchyroll. I think it was like the first original Crunchyroll anime, and everybody hated it straight away because of the art style and premise.
Yeah, the art style, the premise, and just everything about it, really.
Well,
that was the
C-Puff
era. That was
Person.
the era of stuff like do you remember Thundercats Roar? Do you remember that?
yes, yeah.
I do, yeah.
just a horrible idea. Oh man.
A minute. I think so. Nicholas Diorio sent a message saying, I see what you EFAPers are trying to do. I've started the Renew Agatha petition and it has over 6 members.
Oh shit. Over 6. That's a large window of potential numbers that could be. It's over 6.
I like the clearly unintentional campy silliness of Agatha. It's hilarious. Oh.
Oh, really?
Oh, clearly unintentional campy silliness. I don't want to insult you, but like, are you all right?
Well, it's just it's such
Are you
a mess
okay,
of a
man?
show.
The show is fucking crap.
And then, of course, in keeping with the the expected problems, the morality is just insane.
Yeah.
The morality
I
is
don't know what it
insane.
is. I don't know what it is with bad stories and just like fuck basic morality. It's a really fascinating. It's like once you challenge bad writers to deviate from standard like hero's journey or the sort of the expected archetypes, it's just like the rails instantly. It's just fascinating how reliable it is of bad superhero media or
That
bad
episode with
like
the
sci-fi fantasy.
episode where the old lady died was fucking crazy in terms of like what
Yeah,
actually
that was
happened.
crazy.
No one who
Well,
likes
and
that
just,
ever could tell you how
No.
any of it works
well, and just
or
the,
what
you know,
happened,
the
really.
Agatha backstory of like, oh yeah, poor Agatha. It's like what? As she's running countryside, sucking the life out of all of these women.
And that was it for
What
the
the
Salem
hell?
Tried to
7,
help
right?
her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who were the kids of people she'd killed? That was what their story
Yeah,
was, right?
and then they died.
That's
and then they
fucking
got
insane.
killed.
They just got
Actually
stabbed
insane.
on the ceiling by the swords.
Man. I have to assume people like burning money. The thought that this writing reflects thought process of actual humans is too depressing. A little bit. You do wonder how this fucking shit gets... Like, how is it possible? But then we've had plenty of examples of, like, scripts that don't even get written, or that are written just so that they can claim a script was written, but they weren't even paying attention to it as they were filming or something. It's all insane. The disrespect to storytelling has been absolutely fucking... This show needs Freddy to kill Aggie and take over. Sure, as long as it's Robert Englund, though. Alright, we don't need
And
the
then
new
it's
guy.
just called what Freddy, just the Freddy show, where it's just him going on adventures.
Why not?
I would like to see what it looks like him, you know, in his office, like planning out all of the horrible dreams that he's gonna be, you know, people through. Then it's like actually he has to like contact, you know, there's contractors he needs them to do work for him. Like, all right, yeah, I need you to set up. I want you to build a trap door here and like a rickety bridge there.
Do you guys do ghosts? Is that a thing that, like, real ghosts, or...
But like, well, we don't do real, but we got some, you know, we got like some holographic, you know, we got a projector screen, and we could get like a smoke machine as well.
And James
It's
does
like,
a really good
yeah.
woo, and he's over there, and he's like with a little blanket. He's like, yeah, I could do that. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been practicing a whole bunch.
Oh no, I it's got to be that he puts the blanket on, but like fingers cut through it, so they're just poking out at the top when he's waving his arms around. You know, it's just the blanket with a bunch of daggers poking out of it.
He does it. It's really obviously terrible, but the guy's like, you can't even tell. Isn't that great?
That's right. You look great, buddy.
Okay, where were we? Sorry. Bip, 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 bip. How did you boys miss It Was Apathy all along for a stream title? It's just sitting there. I think a few of the people already had that for their titles, and so it felt a little like, oh, can't everybody have that?
Try something else, yeah.
We have our own memes here,
What
like
did-
Mr. Shaw, okay?
Yeah. Listen, we were the Mr. Shark crew, and that trumps everything.
Yes, it does.
What did we call our stream? I can't remember what the name of that. The
I think it might have been just like
called.
a neutral
A
title.
breakdown of Agatha all along.
Let me.
I might have
let me
put
double
something
check.
there, like that expressed, you know.
It looks like we talk about the end of Agatha while realizing the abyss has taken our souls.
What's the?
And the first episode was we talk about Agatha while staring longingly into the abyss.
Yeah, about lines up. That was a tough one to go through, Agatha. It's rough.
Kind of. There's a sort of wacky goofiness to it that was infused with the hatred.
I remember it being a bit dull, like just as a show to watch, because like the wine episode. But hey, you know what?
Don't know this because you don't know the stakes and you don't care about anybody and you don't have any attachment to anything and you just hate all the people involved.
Yeah,
You just want to go home and take a nap.
Bobs. Hi, EFAP crew. Myself and a friend reviewed the first 2 episodes so far. Would you please give them a watch and feedback? The channel is We're Those Guys. Thanks for your time. Well, very happy to hear you making videos and such, but tend not to do review requests, just because, of course, we would be inundated.
Inundated.
It'd be pretty impossible to fairly do it, but hey, keep it up. Review everything you wish to. Get on it. Have fun. Seeing... Yes?
Inundate comes from the can you hear the fan in the background whenever I
Yes.
talk?
I can,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm just gonna go turn it off because it's just started to be really, really squeaky again, and I don't have any. I don't know what to do. Just I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. Seeing Emma Caulfield, Anyanka from Buffy, in the show made me irrationally angry. Like, she is a real actress. Why does she have to suffer? It's work. It pays.
It's work, yeah. That's it.
Wait, was Agatha pogging? Also high rat. Oh, wait, I'll wait for him to be back. Yes, she does a bit of pogging.
I'm back.
Also,
That's
hi,
wild. It
Rags.
just started. Hi, yeah, that's. I already miss not having a fan blowing on me. I like to have the feeling of air rushing gently across my face and such. What was the question?
There wasn't a question.
Oh, I was the etymology. If you're inundated in something, it usually means you're covered by something or surrounded by it. So it comes from the Latin for wave is unda. So if you're in unda, then you're in the waves. So you're covered by them, like you're drowning. You're surrounded by it, and that's where we get the word inundated.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Fun fact, wasn't that fun? I had fun.
I didn't expect you dumbos to talk about this one. I was going to skip it and probably just watch Aubrey Plaza fan edits. You shouldn't skip DDLC, though.
Hmm.
If Suwawag was present, Bilbo wasn't a burglar. Alright. Fair enough.
I guess technically, like he sort of was, because burglar is like because that was his job was to steal the Arkenstone. So I think the issue was that him being the burglar of the group was often used as an excuse for him to do other things that were completely unrelated to burgling. But he was a burglar. He was hired to steal the Arkenstone from Smaug.
Meow. Is super speed Boogie's power? Probably not.
Super
I
speed.
don't
Now
think
I'm just
I don't think
imagining
it's
him doing a screw. He's like Sonic, spinning into a ball and then going around.
Seems
Screams,
unlikely that would be his power, but who knows? Shogun,
Yeah.
Penguin, and Black Sails are out, and you do an EFAP on this. Fringy, can you at least tell us why this is better than ATSV, Across the Spider-Verse?
Why Agatha is better than Across the Spider-Verse? It's not. It's worse.
Damn, alright, well, there you go. And as for, we did one on Penguin. We did not
That's
do one
right.
on Black Sails because none of us have seen it yet. And Shogun I've not seen all of either, so.
No.
Lesbian scissor space witches. Agatha all along. Hold my white claw. You hold my wine, wouldn't it?
no hold
Box wine.
my White Claws. White Claws basically like it's in the same food group.
That's
White
fine.
Claws that white girl shit that not you the royal you get.
No, wine moms. It's gotta be wine.
Like
Especially box wine.
oh White Claw hard seltzer, it's maybe it's a cultural thing, but that's essentially the parallel to it. It's White Claw or box wine.
It's just so trashy, you know? In the best of ways, I mean.
It is.
Yo, have some money. Do they bother doing any actual occult, mystical symbolism like tarot or IRL alchemy or reference to Hecate?
I mean, like in the shittiest way possible.
Yeah, shittiest way possible.
They don't actually incorporate it in an interesting way. It's just, look, here's a tarot card. It means this. Oh my goodness, brooms. They don't do anything interesting with it.
I started Buffy recently and thought the spells referencing gods was neat. Buffy's pretty surface level with it. Like, the more you dig into translations and stuff, the more you'll probably be like, oh, that's a very simple... Like, if the spell is lifting something, it'll just be Latin for, like, lift this object now, please, or something like that, but it'll sound way cooler because it's in Latin. But at the same time, yes, Hecate is the god of... They often appeal to for transformations, I think, and then Osiris for life and death, and there's a couple of other ones if I remember, but magic is very much a soft system in Buffy. Oof, this is dire, lads. Have a shilling. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wine is weird grape juice. It sure
It is kind of weird. It's freaky grape juice is what it is. You take some grapes, you squeeze them, and then you do some goofy stuff to it, and you let it sit in a barrel for a while, and it gets freaky.
Mm-hmm. My news for my parasocial friends since January. I've been stressed after losing my job. Now I've got a better paid, less stressful one with great benefits. Still confused how I managed to land there. Well, congrats. Hope it's working
Yeah,
out.
good job. Take advantage of it.
Fuck yeah. The
Don't let it go to
MCU
waste.
can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and it absolutely will not stop. Oh, maybe one day.
It's just kind of, yeah.
Only we could have time travel, send people back to warn about the future of the MCU. Nutsa points out a good
Yeah.
point indirectly. All the recent Disney shits are tumors growing off the same idea. Also, hi Rags.
Hello.
I mean, yeah, it's all like third-rate, gross photocopy, dead fumes is what we're dealing with now. This show needs to be a multiverse episode that sends them to Rings of Power so you can get through the bad shows faster. Kill 2 frongos with 1 stone. Why did you say kill frongos?
Why
I
would
don't
you?
want that.
Because Frongo's a bird, and so they're like, oh, kill 2 Frongos with 1 stone, like
Yeah,
kill
but
2
why
birds
would
with
You
1
could just
stone.
use anything else in the analogy. Why we wouldn't want to kill frongos?
No,
I don't wanna
ideally, I
kill
wouldn't want to see
frongos.
any birds getting hit with stones either. That's no good.
At least if they were generic birds, we could assume they were evil or hurting people.
Why
That's
would we
true.
assume that? Why would we assume that a bird is
To
evil
feel
instead
better
of
about
good?
being killed.
Jeez.
I don't know. That's a weird one. Sometimes you could look at a bird and tell it's evil, like the crows in Gollum.
Shifty
It's
eyes
a
and that
bad
sort of
bird
thing.
right there.
Wha-
Or what's that
Oh,
Swain guy from League of Legends?
Swain, yeah, he's like the king of
crow.
birds.
He's a bird king, and he's goofy and evil. He's got the red eyes.
He's going to be in the next show that we're definitely going to check out, right, guys?
well, no. Fuck no. Nope.
So, Agatha gave in to peer pressure and drank the poison. Good life lesson right there. Oh,
Interesting.
that whole sequence is fucking retarded, but cool.
We
Yeah,
drank the
there's-
poison. You need to as well.
I didn't know this show came out, and frankly, I'm not sure I wanted to. This EFAP has sullied my otherwise content day. Or content day, sorry. Thanks, Mola. No problem.
Well, it was a content day for them. It was a content day for us.
Correct. EFAP movies phase 1 through 3 arc before we all die of disappointment, please. That's a lot of recording, editing, and, maybe someday. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Stuff's out there. If you wanna tackle that project, man, you've all the EFAPs are there. It's live.
I wish I could hallucinate and not watch this show. Yes, you don't have to watch
Yeah.
the Agatha.
You
can
could
just listen to us talk
Just
about
watch
it.
something else,
Bit
I
different.
guess.
The women save the
Yeah.
day by cooking in the kitchen. It's a weird episode. Lots of wine drinking and cooking in the kitchen. How many glasses of wine must a cat lady drink to become a member of the target audience of this show? Many. All of them.
I mean, the people who wrote this show were clearly intoxicated.
Mm-hmm.
Only makes sense that we meet them at their level.
I'm sure they teach the Zuma witches about Widdershines and Deosil instead of clockwise and counterclockwise. Widdershins. Yes, they knew all. Well, they're all. The idea was that the test's supposed to be like beatable by the person that's most it matches, right? It was the potions witch.
Yeah,
was
the
first.
schools. Yeah, the schools of witchcraft, and you had someone in your coven for each school. But gay kid didn't know clockwise and counterclockwise because he's a fucking retard. And then it was explained to him to go right, I think. But that depends on whether or not you're going right from the top or the bottom. So that's not exactly helpful.
Much like Rags, this show ruins grannies. All right. In your Ahsoka discussion, you dismissed the Grass Planet. It's Lothal from Rebels, a key location with a Jedi temple and rich lore.
Wow.
Please respect
Okay.
Star Wars animation and do your research before critiquing something.
So you're saying that we need to watch we got to watch Rebels.
We have to
What
watch a
the
shitty
fuck does that
We
cartoon.
have to we have to watch 4 or 5 seasons of a different television show to like make observations about the Acolyte. Come on.
I don't understand.
No
What
way.
would it change? We dismissed Lothal from Rebels as a grass planet. What difference does that make?
What is the grass? That's an accurate description. It's a grass planet.
Yeah, whatever.
That's just what it was. That's what they showed us
Yeah,
of it.
because
That's
what they've
why
said
we,
is
we called the other one a forest planet. We're gonna call Jakku desert planet. That's what they are.
yeah, Tatooine's a desert planet. It's like, don't you dismiss Tatooine? It's like, what do you mean? That's what it is. And they said it's a key location with a Jedi temple and rich lore. Like, okay, that doesn't change anything about our analysis.
Okay, sure. And also, I don't know, man. Rebels is probably not
No, Rebels is cringe. It's more cringe
Oh,
than
Rebels
Clone
is gay.
Wars,
Yeah.
and that's already pretty cringe. So it's like, no, we're good, thanks. Like it's all good. If
And it's nothing to do with animation. That's absurd.
yeah, don't
It's just-
dismiss
We love
animation.
animation. Yeah.
It's
We're
just
more of a fan of
stupid
animation than people
paper
realize.
money. We're more of a fan than you probably are.
Yeah, if we're gonna be honest, we probably
Dude,
are.
Simpsons is my favorite show ever. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know how
Ugh.
they would. Could they have guessed that? From like, I don't know. Maybe it does
no,
come
I never
up.
talk about it. I never talk about The Simpsons or South Park or Archer
We have said
or any of the shows
regularly.
on Cartoon
Futurama, Family
Network or any
Guy,
of the
American
Disney
Dad,
animated films or DreamWorks animated films.
stop motion films.
Well, we've talked
Yeah,
about
never
stop
talk about
motion.
Oddman.
I think claymation in particular is probably the highest average quality of all of the
Yeah.
kinds of media. So that's not exactly a hidden take of ours.
Yeah, and that is animation.
Yeah, as long as it's not
Mhm.
anime.
Her
Wow.
name. Hey, some anime is amazing. Her name
Listen,
is Rio,
Officially.
and she dances on the sand. Oh, that's the name of Death
Song,
Lady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their name, yeah, they did name her Rio.
Could you imagine if Death from House of Usher was in this show and written by Flanagan? All these witches would be long
Oh.
dead. What the fuck would that even
I know
look
it'd
like?
be beautiful. Oh, I'd love it. It just shows up and
Just kills them all.
just horrible. She's not. She'd say, "You're not worth the cleverness. You're not worth anything." This, I would love. I would absolutely adore to see that. God, that was a good show. What a great depiction of death.
Did anyone else watch the first episode of the franchise on Max? Kind of funny. Unfortunately, we did.
We did watch it and it was not funny at all. Didn't
Quite
laugh
painful.
once.
And it wasn't a matter of like they were making fun of things that we don't like being made fun of. It was just all the jokes were lame as hell.
Really boring, lame jokes, not very interesting, not funny, and it got cancelled after one season, and that doesn't surprise me at all.
Was not funny.
If that
Wasted
first episode
all
was
its
any
potential. You
indication.
could make a show like that really fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm more like thinking about it. I'm like, never, no, go away. Now we know what really killed disco. This episode. I'll defend the reach you, teach you rhyme. The last stressed syllables are reach and teach, so those are what are being rhymed.
Well, either way, it rhymes. It's just you rhyming with you either way. But I get it. It's just lame.
Mm-hmm. Now I am become AR-15, destroyer of witches.
That would probably work really well.
Plot would protect him from anything.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch had better writing and effects than this garbage, and Charmed is way better. Y'all should watch the OG Charmed. I did it back in the day. I just didn't like it that much.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. And I've seen a little bit of Sabrina as well. And yeah, I mean, you don't even. Of course, they're better. They're not like crazy goober shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's pretty straightforward. If you're pointing to like sort of almost, you could call them like generic. Sabrina, that's a generic sitcom, and Charmed is in a sense kind of, it's a more generic version of Buffy in a sense. And it's like, yeah, but even that is still leagues better than some dog shit that they're releasing now, like Agatha.
Correct.
It's like no contest.
What if the ghost is called Lucinus? Lucinus? Lucinus. Luce.
Lucinius? Loose anus. Oh.
Yeah. So I like zoned out for a bit when listening to this EFAP. When I tuned back in, I heard about a Mr. Shot, and now I can't breathe. That makes sense. That makes sense. He was a proud and welcome addition to that EFAP. Mr. Shot and the Terrible Butthole, novel by Chuck Tingle. Yeah, that sounds like something he would write. 100%.
Did you almost say Chuck a Taint?
No.
I think you almost did.
But I'm glad that's what you heard.
No, I didn't hear it. Or else I would have said, is that what you said? Not, is that what you almost said?
Well, you said you could tell from what I'd said. Oh.
That you'd almost...
You
yeah, I could tell
definitely
from what you
heard.
said that you almost... No, I could tell from what you said that you almost said something, which was Chuck Taint. You almost did. Haha.
Yeah, I'm glad
Roll
that's
the
what you
clip.
heard.
Do it right now.
I just said
Wolf,
I'm
Wolf,
glad
roll
that's
the
what you
clip.
heard.
Roll the clip, Wolf. Everyone will
The
see.
reason I'm glad that's what you heard is because it matches my perception of what you would hear. Normal people would hear other things.
Normal
That's-
people don't have these conversations.
Of course not.
Normal people don't talk about Mr. Shart and his loose anus. Okay.
Agatha all along unexpectedly went to number 2 in the Tisme Plus viewing shots. Nobody
else was
cares about
showing?
it. Like, nobody cares about it.
What was
I'll
it
never be
competing
convinced
against?
that it's successful in any way. Agatha to Isle of Man flag, hold my beer. Well, yeah, kind of. Been very depressed lately, yet almost died laughing. Telltale shot is the best fart joke ever. I love you guys, seriously. Also, Tivades rags? Tivades?
Can you spell that?
I can do better than spell it. I can post it.
It is Wiktionary. It's Finnish. It's hello. It's a greeting, a
Aha.
salute, a salutation.
Well then.
Tervedis. Tervedis.
Beautiful. If magical ability is hereditary, do you think witches could be bred? Also, rye hags.
Yes. Well, yes. Witches can be bred either way, but I guess, I guess it's one of the things. Like, if I was making a fantasy world, how would I have? I tend to lean towards low magic kinds of scenarios, but then you think, oh, if it's actually hereditary, then people would figure that out, and they would specifically breed people to become witches, and they would have like some level of control over that. So maybe it should be like rare and random, but it shouldn't be based off anything and stuff like that. So it's one of those things you have to think about, depending on the kind of world you want to make, how people sort of interact with or interface with, the magic systems and the people who can use it. But I would assume so. If it's hereditary, then you could just pump out witches and warlocks.
It was shot all along, me gambling with a fart. Oh. Gambled and lost.
He was fart gambling.
And the extinct animal of the day is the Edestus, which is known as the scissor shark.
Oh, I've seen him every once in a while. Not personally, but that's a goofy boy. He's kind of like the other guy who had the chin.
The big chin.
He's got his own chin. He's got his own chin thing going.
Did that mouth work out? I guess not, but it was a good try. See what happens.
It looks like a normal shark who ran into a wall.
Fella. And now he's extinct, so I guess he's in a better place.
Or they became something else, right? Maybe they didn't go extinct so much as they just slowly but gradually like evolved into something else, and this is a step along the way.
Maybe they knew about how bad movies were going to get, and so they were just like, nah, I'm out. I could see that for these
Maybe.
guys. So that perceptive. In any case, that's it for the messages for Agatha, Part 1, EFAP 208. Thank you so much. We shall see you guys in the next thing, whatever it may be. But for now, bye-bye.
Yeah, everyone.
later, everybody.
Bye-bye. We will see you later.